Welcome to the 2016 ASVAB practice test. This test has explained answers that will help you prepare for the test. Before we get started, we want to tell you about our free ASVAB cheat sheet. It is packed with tips to help you pass the exam. Now let's get started. This test contains questions about arithmetic. Each question is followed by 4 possible answers. Decide which answer is correct and then mark the space on your answer sheet that has the same number and letter as your choice. Use scratch paper for any figuring you want to do. A calculator is not allowed. 1. If a car is towed 12 miles to the repair shop and the tow charge is $3.50 per mile, how much does the tow cost? A. $12. B. $3.50. C. $42. D. $100. The answer is C. Multiply 12 miles by $3.50 per mile. 2. The sum of two numbers is 70. One number is 8 more than the other. What's the smaller number? A. 31. B. 33. C. 35. D. 36. The answer is A. Let x equal the smaller number and x plus 8 equal the larger number. Because the sum of the two numbers is 70, you can express this mathematically as x plus 8 equals 70. Now all you have to do is solve for x. Combine the like terms, 2x plus 8 equals 70. Then subtract 8 from both sides of the equation, 2x plus 8 equals 78. Or 2x equals 62. Divide both sides of the equation by 2, and you end that x is equal to 31. 3. A sales manager buys antacid in bottles by the gross. If he goes through 3 bottles of antacid every day, how long will the gross last? A. 144 days. B. 3 days. C. 20 days. D. 48 days. The answer is D. 144 bottles are in a gross, and 144 divided by 3 bottles per dar equals 48 days. 4. Jenny's test grades are 93, 89, 96, and 98. If she wishes to raise her average to 95, what does she need to score on her next test? A. 100. B. 99. C. 97. D. 95. The answer is B. To determine Jenny's average, add the test scores and divide the sum by the number of tests she took. You want to know what she needs on the next test to achieve an average of 95, so let x equal the unknown score. Set up the equation as, see the equation. Combine the like terms, see the equation. Multiplying both sides by 5 results in, look to the equation, so x equals 99. Choice A is very close to the correct answer, but it isn't the best answer. If Jenny's next test score is 100, her average would be raised to 95.2. 5. A waitress earns an average tip of 12% of the cost of the food she serves. If she serves $375 worth of food in one evening, how much money in tips will she earn on average? A. $37. B. $45. C. $42. D. $420. The answer is B. Multiply the total amount spent on food, $375, by 12%, or 0.12, to determine the amount of tips. 6. How many square feet of carpeting are needed to carpet a 12-foot x 12-foot room? A. 24. B. 120. C. 48. D. 144. The answer is D. You determine square footage by multiplying length by width. 7. Carpet stain protector costs 65 cents per square yard to apply. How much will it cost to apply the protector to a 16-foot x 18-foot carpet? A. $187.20. B. $62.40. C. $20.80. D. $96. The answer is C. First, determine the number of square feet of carpet you want to protect. The carpet stain protector is priced by the square yard, so divide 288 by 9 to convert square feet to square yards, because multiply the number of square yards by the cost of protection per square yard, 65 cents, to get the correct answer. 8. A printing plant that produces baseball cards has a monthly overhead of $6,000. It costs 18 cents to print each card, and the cards sell for 30 cents each. How many cards must the printing plant sell each month in order to make a profit? A. 30,000. B. 40,000. C. 50,000. D. 60,000. The answer is C. Let X equal the number of cards printed and sold each month. Each card costs 18 cents to print and sells for 30 cents. Therefore, the cost is equal to, and revenue is equal to 0.30x. You're looking for the point where revenue is greater than the cost, revenue a cost. The inequality is. Now solve for x. Subtract 0.18x from both sides of the inequality and then divide both sides by 0.12. The printing plant would have to print and sell at least 50,000 cards per month to make a profit. 9. Joe received an hourly wage of $8.15. His boss gave him a 7% raise. How much does Joe make per hour now? A. 57 cents. B. $8.90. C. $8.72. D. $13.85. The answer is C. Joe gets a 7% raise. To calculate the new wage, start off by multiplying. Then add that number, the amount of Joe's raise, to his original hourly wage. Joe's new hourly wage is $8.72. 10. Alice leaves her house, driving east at 45 miles per hour, mile per hour. 30 minutes later, her husband Dave notices she forgot her cell phone and sets off after her. How fast must Dave travel in order to catch up with Alice 3 hours after he leaves? A. 49 miles per hour. B. 50.5 miles per hour. C. 52.5 miles per hour. D. 54 miles per hour. The answer is C. To find distance, you multiply speed by time. First find how far Alice travels before Dave catches up with her. By the time Dave leaves, Alice has already been traveling for half an hour. 3 hours later, she would have been traveling for hours at 45 miles per hour, or 157.5 miles. Dave has 3 hours to cover this distance. Now find his speed. To travel 157.5 miles in 3 hours, Dave would have to travel at 52.5 miles per hour. 11. A baker made 20 pies. A Boy Scout troop buys 1/4 of his pies, a preschool teacher buys 1/3 of his pies, and a caterer buys 1/6 of his pies. How many pies does the baker have left? A. 3 divided by 4. B. 15. C. 12. D. 5. The answer is D. To find the amount of pie purchased, which, by the way, does not give you the final answer, you have to add the fractions. But first the fractions need to have a common denominator. The denominators, 4, 3, and 6, all divide evenly into 12, so use 12 as the common denominator. To convert the fractions to the least common denominator of 12, do the following: see the equation. Now you can add the fractions together, see the equation. 9/12 of 20 pies is the same thing as, or 75%, of the 20 pies. That equals 15 pies. But that's not what the question asks. One more step, subtract the pies sold, 15, from the original 20, leaving 5 pies, which makes choice D correct. 12. Miriam bought 5 cases of motor oil on sale. A case of motor oil normally costs $24, but she was able to purchase the oil for $22.50 a case. How much money did Miriam save on her entire purchase? A. $7.50. B. $1.50. C. $8. D. $22.50. The answer is A. Subtract the sale price from the regular price to find how much she saves on each case. Multiply the answer by the total number of cases to get your final answer, $7.5. 13. A security guard walks the equivalent of 6 city blocks when he makes a circuit around the building. If he walks at a pace of 8 city blocks every 30 minutes, how long will it take him to complete a circuit around the building, assuming he doesn't run into any thieves? A. 20.00 minutes. B. 3.75 minutes. C. 22.50 minutes. D. 7.5 minutes. The answer is C. Divide 30 by 8 to determine how long the security guard takes to walk 1 city block. See the equation. Then multiply 3.75 by 6, the number of blocks it takes to complete the circuit. The answer is 22.50 minutes. 14. The population of Grand Island, Nebraska, grew by 600,000 people between 1995 and 2005, 1/5 more than the town council predicted. The town council originally predicted the city's population would grow by A. 400,000. B. 500,000. C. 300,000. D. 100,000. The answer is B. Let x equal the original number of how much Grand Island would grow. An additional would make the population growth, or 120%, of x. You can express the equation as, see the equation. To solve for x, divide both sides of the equation by 1.2, which gives you x equals 500,000. 15. Joan is taking an admissions examination. If she has to get at least 40 of the 60 questions right to pass, what percent of the questions does she need to answer correctly? A 30%. B 40%. C. D, F. The answer is D. Divide the number of questions she has to get right, 40, by the total number of questions, 60, to reach 16. A teacher deposits $3,000 in a retirement fund. If she doesn't add any more money to the fund, which earns an annual interest rate of 6%, how much money will she have in 1 year? A. $180. B. $3,006. C. $3,180. D. $6,000. The answer is C. The interest formula says that interest equals principal times rate times time, or, to determine the amount of interest earned, multiply the principal, $3,000, by the interest rate, 6%, and the number of years interest accrues, 1 year. Add the interest earned to the principal to show how much total money the teacher would have, see the equation. 17. The high school track measures 1/4 of a mile around. How many laps would you have to run in order to run 3.5 miles? A. 12. B. 14. C. 16. D. 18. The answer is B. Recognize that if the track is a 1/4 mile long, then 1 mile equals 4 laps. Therefore, multiply 4 times 3.5 miles, the answer is 14 laps. 18. Carl is driving in Austria, where the speed limit is posted in kilometers per hour. The car's speedometer shows that he's traveling at a rate of 75 kilometers per hour. Carl knows that a kilometer is about 5 divided by 8 a mile. Approximately how many miles per hour is Carl of traveling? A. 47. B. 120. C. 50. D. 53. The answer is A. 1 kilometer is approximately of 1 mile, so you can multiply, see the equation. Therefore, Carl was traveling at 47 miles per hour. 19. A carpenter earns $12.30 an hour for a 40-hour week. His overtime pay is, see the equation, base pay. If he puts in a 46-hour week, how much pay is times his weekly pay? A. $602.70. B. $492. C. $565.80. D. $110.70. The answer is A. You need to add the carpenter's base pay and overtime pay to find his total pay for the week. First find his base pay per week. Then find his overtime rate per hour, which is, see the equation, times his base pay. Multiply this rate by the number of hours of overtime to find his overtime pay, see the equation. Finally, add his base pay and overtime pay to find his total pay for the week, see the equation. 20. An office building has 30 employees and provides 42 square feet of workspace per employee. If 5 more employees are hired, how much less workspace will each employee have? A. 6 square feet. B. 7 square feet. C. 7.5 square feet. D. 36 square feet. The answer is A. The office has 1,260 square feet of space. Multiply 42 square feet by 30 employees. With 35 employees, each employee will have 36 square feet of workspace, see the equation, which is 6 square feet less than originally. 21. Stan bought a monster truck for $2,000 down and payments of $450 a month for 5 years. What's the total cost of the monster truck? A. $4,250. B. $29,000. C. $27,000. D. $34,400. The answer is B. The total cost is the down payment plus 5 years' worth of monthly payments. 5 years contains 60 months, so multiply, see the equation. Then add, see the equation, total cost. 22. Darla spent $120.37 on groceries in January, $108.45 in February, and $114.86 in March. What was the average monthly cost of Darla's groceries? A. $343.68. B. $110.45. C. $114.86. D. $114.56. The answer is D. Add the 3 monthly amounts to determine the total amount Darla spent on groceries. Divide the total by 3 to determine the average monthly cost, $114.56. 23. Keith is driving from Reno to Kansas City to meet his girlfriend. The distance between the two cities is 1,650 miles. If Keith can average 50 miles per hour, how many hours will it take him to complete his trip? A. 8 hours. B. 30 hours. C. 33 hours. D. 82 hours. The answer is C. Distance equals speed times time, so divide the total distance by Keith's average speed to find how long the trip took. 24. Michael needs 55 gallons of paint to paint an apartment building. He would like to purchase the paint for the least amount of money possible. Which of the following should he buy? A. 2 25-gallon buckets at $550 each. B. 11 5-gallon buckets at $108 each. C. 6 10-gallon buckets at $215 each. D. 55 1-gallon buckets at $23 each. The answer is B. Choice A doesn't provide enough paint, so it's wrong. Now determine the cost of each of the other options, see the equation. The lowest price is $1,188, choice B. 25. As a member of FEMA, you're required to set up a contingency plan to supply meals to residents of a town devastated by a tornado. A breakfast ration weighs 12 ounces, and the lunch and dinner rations weigh 18 ounces each. Assuming a food truck can carry 3 tons and that each resident will receive 3 meals per day, how many residents can you feed from one truck during a 10-day period? A. 150 residents. B. 200 residents. C. 250 residents. D. 300 residents. The answer is: first, find how many ounces of rations each truck can hold. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, so one truck can carry 3 times that, or 6,000 pounds. There are 16 ounces in a pound, so one truck can carry 96,000 ounces. 6. Then figure out how many daily rations are in a truckload. The total daily ration for each resident is, see the equation, or 48 ounces. You can express the number of daily rations supplied as daily rations. These rations need to last 10 days. Dividing 2,000 by 10 days results in 200 residents who can be fed by one truck during this 10-day period. 26. A train headed south for Wichita left the station at the same time a train headed north for Des Moines left the same station. The train headed for Wichita traveled at 55 miles per hour. The train headed for Des Moines traveled at 70 miles per hour. How many miles apart are the trains at the end of 3 hours? A. 210 miles. B. 165 miles. C. 125 miles. D. 375 miles. The answer is D. The train headed for Wichita traveled total miles. The train headed for Des Moines traveled, see the equation, total miles. Adding the distances together gives you the number of miles apart the two trains are after 3 hours. Another option, you can add the two rates of speed and multiply the sum by 3 hours. 27. A carpenter needs to cut 4 sections, each 3 feet, 8 inches long, from a piece of molding. If the board is only sold by the foot, what's the shortest length of board she can buy? A. 15 feet. B. 14 feet. C. 16 feet. D. 12 feet. The answer is A. Convert the mixed number to inches. 3 feet, 8 inches equals 44 inches, and each section needs to be 44 inches long, and you need 4 sections. So the total amount of molding needed is 176 inches. To find the amount of molding needed in feet, convert 176 inches into feet by dividing 176 inches by 12 inches. You get feet, so the shortest board length necessary is 15 feet. 28. Kiya had only one coupon for 10% off one frozen turkey breast. The turkey breasts cost $8.50 each, and Kiya wanted to buy 2. How much did she pay? A. $16.15. B. $17. C. $15.30. D. $7.65. The answer is A. One turkey breast costs $8.50 minus 10% of $8.50, which is 85 cents, or the other turkey breast is full price, so add the two costs. 29. A recruiter travels 1,100 miles during a 40-hour workweek. If she divided by 5 her time traveling, how many hours does she spend if traveling? A. 22. B. 5 times 1 divided by 2. C. 16. D. 8. The answer is C. Don't let the number of miles traveled confuse you. You don't use them to solve the problem. Finding of a 40-hour work week is the same thing as multiplying 40 times 2, which is 80, and then dividing 80 by 5, which equals 16 hours the recruiter travels weekly. 30. Your car uses gasoline at the rate of 21 miles per gallon. If gasoline costs $2.82 per gallon and you drive for 7 hours at a speed of 48 miles per hour, how much will you pay for gasoline for the trip? A. $38.18. B. $45.12. C. $47.73. D. $59.27. The answer is B. Your first step is to determine the number of miles traveled. Multiply the rate of travel by the time, see the equation. The amount of gas used is the total miles driven divided by the number of miles per gallon, see the equation, used. At the price of $2.82 per gallon, you spent $45.12 for gas. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and subscribe for more practice tips.